And the Lady Bulldogs are running. And that is the first two of the night for the Lady Bulldogs. Klein soars with it, and it's 4-2. Long three from Nardone is nothing but the... And Nardone is 3 for 3% from beyond the arc. Down the floor, the one-handed floater by Nardone. 15 of the 20, I believe. That one-handed floater make it 17 of the 22. Team to play. Underneath. And how about Quinteria Coger, who has come in and scored 4 points and grabbed 2 rebounds. Coger again with a board. That won't go. And Coger! How about her? Coger again. Why not? How about it? 6 straight for Coger. And it's 28-14 at the end of the first half as her teammates go out and mob Quinteria Coger. How about it? Cecilia Nardone with her 4th 3 of the night. Still coaching. And that'll do it. Your final score, Melbourne 53, Cocoa Beach 39, as the girls all hug Coach Colin Turey, who has collected win number 200 tonight. We'll stay with it for the handshake, and we'll follow him down the line here. Congratulations to Coach Turey. The girls chant 200. Hey, everybody. Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network. And the Melbourne Bulldogs pick up their 6th victory of the year tonight. Now, that's 2 more than they had last year. And when you combine this year and last year, man, this program is moving up. And it's because of this guy right here and a great cast of players that he has. Speaking of players, we always do our players of the game, and tonight we do have 2 of them: our Strike Zone and our Strike Zone Fishing and Rich's Auto Tech players of the game, or Cecilia Nardone and Quinteria Coger. They had magnificent nights tonight, but it's this guy that's the star of the show tonight. 200 career wins, and Coach, before I forgot to hit the start button there, I'm going to ask the same question again. And that question is, you didn't have to chase this one long. Your girls played really well tonight. You got a big 53-39 win. Talk a little bit about this one and what it means to get a milestone like this.
Well, it's pretty exciting. It just validates all your hard work and the hours you put in the gym over the years. They don't come quickly. Some coaches over the years might pick it up fairly quickly, because of the number of games we get to play in a season. And some of us are not as blessed, and it takes a little longer, which is okay. I'm very, very blessed to be with this group of kids. They're starting to play for each other and playing very unselfish basketball, which is starting to show up on the scoreboard.
It just felt like your night from the start. I mean, they got ahead quickly, but you calmed down and your team calmed down. You got your starters in there tonight. Talk a little bit about personally what this week means. You got your daughter on the bench. It's got to be huge.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. It's exciting. Just as a human, I mean, it's just the level of commitment that these kids show you in and out, and the gratitude that they have for you. It means so much. And yeah, 200 is pretty special.
All right, let me ask you about our players of the game real quick, and then we're going to go back to you because this is your night. So Cece tonight, big night, well up into the 20s. She hits 4 threes, does a terrific job dishing the ball out. She's just a freshman. I hope we get to watch her for the next couple of years playing round ball here. What makes her so special?
She's just competitive.
Yeah.
She has a lot of energy inside of her. She can do a lot of things on and off the court. She's a very vocal leader. Even as a freshman, she's not afraid to voice her opinion. And she really motivates and fires up the girls on and off the court. So, things that you're never going to see behind the scenes are really what make her so special.
Quinteria comes off the bench, 4 minutes to go. Smiling, out there, just tearing it up. I mean, and she took over.
She did. She can do that. We want to see that more often. And lately, she has flipped that switch, and she's been doing that more often. And it shows by her playing time now increasing. She's a very physical player, and she's starting to realize that there's very few girls in Brevard or on our schedule that can really lock her down if she just gets aggressive.
Coach, you look back on these wins. Obviously, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that 191 of these came at Heritage High School when the student-athletes that you've worked with over the years. Is there a special one that stands out of the first 200? Obviously, you'll always remember 200 as the girls were chanting 200, 200. But is there one that stands out, or is there a time that stands out for you during this journey?
Yeah, I would say two things. One, we went up to a tournament at Flagler Palm Coast at Heritage. Dee Lampkin was early in her career, and that was a really special group of girls. And we went up there and we beat Ribault. And I knew that we were kind of turning the corner when you beat a team like Ribault. Yeah. Now, Ribault was kind of on the downturn a little bit at that time, but regardless, it's still a really special win in terms of competitive games. Actually, that win helped get us into the playoffs as an at-large team down the road. So it was huge in Max Prep's rankings to get that win. So
taking care of a good old Jacksonville team is a good one. How about, as you look ahead, what obviously, with the health and everything moving forward, we want to get to 400, right?
Of course. Yeah. We're going to keep going.
And win a state championship somewhere.
Listen, I got to get one somewhere. I mean, I've got one in another sport, and it's not basketball. So
what other sport is it?
Well, I got lucky. I got one in girls golf when I was at Holy Trinity.
Look at you! I didn't know that. Huh? How about you?
It's only because my name was on the list when Vicky Hurst was teeing off. So,
Coach, thank you. And congratulations, man. I mean, I wouldn't miss this. I was going to chase this guy as long as 200 took. Before we let you go, I want to get your thoughts on the I found out about it today, but I want to get your thoughts on the Cape Coast Conference basketball tournament. What do you think about it?
It's definitely interesting. A lot of it is tough because we already scheduled some of these teams. Right. And so now for some teams, it could be the third time this season that they're playing them. Right. So it doesn't really benefit anybody. I like the idea, but I would prefer that a seeding or a bracket came out earlier so we knew who's going to play whom as it plays out. I mean, we already know Palm Bay's up the top there, right, in the south. So for us, it really wasn't a big deal in terms of that. I've presented ideas when I was at Heritage a couple different times at the Cape Coast Conference for how to set up a playoff schedule of sorts. This bracket is very similar to the bracket that I run for the Mike Doyle tournament, so it's something we're familiar with. It's first year doing it, so we'll see how it goes. Could be a great thing.
I hope it does. I hope it works out great. We're looking forward to bringing it to you. All 16 teams from the north and the south, boys and the girls. And but the big story tonight: 200 wins for Coach Colin Turey. For Coach Turey, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody. And congratulations, Coach Turey.
Thanks, Al.